Yeah, there's a scene in Bitch Tank. I think you come into the room and you're like, fuck Ben, and you start consoling Shoddy because they want Shoddy to be mean, and Shoddy doesn't want to be mean and she's crying.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, yeah. Everyone was about me doing that because it kind of got to a point where you kind of like do empathize a little bit with these and like with the people, and she did, that might be my only qualm with Bitch Tank is like every other season is like about bringing people up even through dark situations, and I do think that Bitch Tank was, I mean, I don't think we saw any growth from anybody. I think that was like trying to see the most degenerate outcome of maybe a person. Like nobody really grew. Whereas like even like with the like season 3, Bert, it seems like has in a sense grown, at least right out of the tank. I don't know about now, but people, I don't know. With that season, Bitch Tank, it just seemed like people, I don't know. It was kind of dark, kind of dark in the final bit of it, in my opinion.
When did you leave the show? Like when did you go back home?
After Bitch Tank, I was supposed to be on season 3, but they just told me everyone was taking a break and to go home, and then they would call me back, and I never got the call, which is fine. Yeah, it's fine, but so I don't really know what happened. If I'm being honest.
Speaking about what happened with them chickens? Can you tell us what happened with all the chickens that were left at the house?
Let me tell you about them chickens. So, when we were making the house into the swamp, I was out at like Hobby Lobby getting freaking fake plants to put out, and I get a call, and it's like, we're getting live chickens, and we need 10 of them. And I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah, we need 10. And I had a rental. It was like some van, and you want to talk about TJ with pink eye, these fucking chickens stunk. But we had to go get, I had to drive to this place called Anatoli's, which is like a slaughterhouse. And it's funny because I am vegan, and I roll up in this slaughterhouse. I'm like, God damn it. And they have every animal you could think of, and they're just in these like tiny little cages, and they're like, I go in the back, and I was like, I need 10, and they're about to close, and they're like, they just like all Mexicans and shit, and they like give me these 10 chickens, and like they're like flattened into like a box like this big. There's like 5 in one and 5 in another, and then they're like, do you want us to kill them for you? And I was like, no. Like, no, please. I'm like, go. And so I take the chickens. I think I played like Boards of Canada on the drive back. I was like ambient, just like chill, just chilling with them. And then get to the house, and I think everyone's like, oh, these chickens. And then they open up, and they're just like, they stink like shit. They look abused. Like they're fucked, And then so we're like, all right, well, fuck it. And we dump them in the house. Quickly, I think in like literally an hour, I come down and they're like, yeah, we gotta get rid of these chickens. I'm like, fuck. So I'm like, what do we do? And we need, because the show is ending, I think, in a couple days. It was at the very end. So I'm panicking, looking for a sanctuary to bring out, because I was like, I don't want to fucking out of here. So, I end up getting in contact with this one sanctuary. They're like, okay, we'll come through. I take videos of them, make sure none of them are roosters. Like, I'm doing all this shit. They come and see me. We made a little cage in the garage, and they come and look at them. And I thought everything was cool. Everything was cool. And I'm like, yeah. They were definitely upset a little bit, because they were like, you guys are like exploiting chickens. I was like, hey, like, no, we didn't harm them, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so I
Chicken
thought it was all,
exploitation is a big deal,
yeah, yeah. Well, I was like, I don't know. I didn't think, I've seen it. I thought that place was fucking exploiting chickens. I was like, yo, like, so they end up they put him in the back of the truck. I'm like, if you guys need any help, if you guys don't find homes for them, I'm still here. I will help you find homes. I just need them out right now. That's it. And they take them away. I thought everything was fine. Show ends. And then all of a sudden, whatever, freaking, what is ASPCA or something's in there. And we get the news article. And I think I made a joke where I was like, yeah, I didn't know what I was going to do. I just thought I was going to have to leave them on the side of the road. And I clearly should not have said that. And because they, like, said all this crap. But in the end, so I was kind of mortified by that, thinking that I was going to get, like, fired. But I didn't, and it all ended up good. In the end, there was no abuse. They got all of their equipment back. It's just a fun thing, rabbit hole lore of Fishtank.
I got a question here in the chat. Somebody wants to know, does Bex know why they started painting one of the bedrooms prison colors towards the end of Bitch Tank?
Yeah, I think the plan was we wanted to do another cell, kind of. I think we wanted to do another cell, but there was a realization that we really needed to work on season 3, and kind of threw the idea out. But it was just another idea that was in the works that was just kind of a spur of the moment thing that ended quickly.
Do you think, because we talked with Teddy, and Teddy said he was at the house for like a day. He was down in the basement. He saw all the fish tank stuff, and then I guess he went home and did his research and stuff, and then came back on the show. Do you think that was just like a technical, I guess probably like a slight overlook on maybe production's behalf, or that might have been like a planned bit almost?
I think a slight overlook. I think there's definitely, like, I think that some people were unaware that he was even there because it all happened right after Bitch Tank in the cell, and everyone's done by this point. And I did meet Teddy. I didn't even realize it was him on the show when I was watching. It took me a while to, like, figure that out. But I really only think me and Bill, the investor, met him that day. So Jet and Ben wouldn't have really known. They would just knew that they were thinking about casting him for something. So I think it was just a slight miscommunication overlook. But ended up being a funny bit. I think when they carried him out, it was pretty funny.
Got another question here. What about Binks? Did you meet Binks?
I never met Binks. Okay, when they were doing the casting for season 3, they used a casting company, and then they passed some of it off to me. And I had interactions with all of them. Not some of them, because I did not mess up the casting. I just want to put that out there. It was not me. It was not me.
I don't think it was you. Nobody does. You're good.
No, okay, it was not me. I know. Just saying. But I did talk to Binks, but she doesn't know I talked to her, because we use aliases and stuff. But I never met her. No, I talked to her as a member, like as somebody that was going to be casted.
Oh, nice. One of the people who's a regular in here, I don't know Bimmy. Do you know Bimmy, the Jimmy clone? He
No.
was. Oh, okay. So apparently, what Bimmy says is Bimmy was in talks with you to get on season 2 as a Jimmy clone, but he like freaked out at the last second and he couldn't make it to the airport. Um, but he's like he
Hmm.
holds on to this fact that he was cast as a Bimmy clone, like it's his thing. Oh, don't get him talking about it. He'll talk about it nonstop.
That's funny. He might have talked to Jenny because I didn't really do a lot of the casting for season. I did a little bit of
Mm-hmm.
like talking to people, but nobody that I talked to got cast.
All right, no
So it
worries.
might have been the other person. Yeah, but
Possibly
that's pretty
so.
funny. Bimmy.
What about let's say like fish tank is over, you're out of the tank, right? You're out of production, you're back home. Have you ran into fish tank fans in the wild, like not at a club or a set or anything like that, just like at like a Target or anything like that? Someone been like, "Hey, I've seen you. You're Bex, right?"
Um, Not so much at. No, I feel like people don't really know me that well. I wasn't on the show that much, but I'm trying to think. There was the only time, I mean, I was at a show like a week ago. Not my show, it was just me at a show. And this person saw my story and he followed me. I didn't know that. He saw my story and he apparently at that show. So he went on the search for me and he
Mm-hmm.
found me and I was like dancing and he just puts his phone up to me and he's like, "Hey Bex, I'm a really big fan. Can I get a picture with you?" is what it said on the phone. And I was like, "Aw," you know. And then I talked to him for a while and he was pretty cool. But not at like not unfortunately, but like never out in normal setting, I guess. Mostly at like places where I'm like saying I'm gonna be and show up.
Mm-hmm. That's got to be a little weird, I think.
It um it would I would think it would be weird. I know there's definitely weirdos out there, but everybody that I've met has been really cool and really nice, which is surprising. Like everyone's been like not too creepy. It's like very short and brief. They just want to say hello, what's up, and then they really like my music or they really like something, and then they leave. And luckily, I have received weird things in the mail that I'm like, all right, I had to do a couple blocks, but that's about it.